Okay, guys, we have a big breaking news coming out. The US President Donald Trump issues threat to George Soros and his son. And here's why. The president has called for billionaire George Soros and his son to face federal racketeering charges over their support of violent protesters. Wow. So President Donald J. Trump is putting out this message today, August 27, 2025. What are your thoughts? Leave comments down below. Like this video, share it. So let's see what's going on here. So George Soros and his wonderful radical left son should be charged with RICO because of their support of violent protest and much more all throughout the United States of America. Wow. President Donald Trump wrote on Truth Social on Wednesday morning, "We are not going to allow these lunatics to rip apart America anymore. Never giving us so much as a chance to breathe and be free." This is coming out from US President Donald J. Trump. A spokesperson for Open Society Foundations, founded by George Soros, said President Donald Trump accusations are outrageous and false. The Open Society Foundation do not support or fund violent protest. Our mission is to advance human rights, justice, and democratic principles at home and around the world, the spokesperson told Newsweek, which, by the way, this Newsweek article will be in the description box. I mean, what are your thoughts, guys? Donald Trump is saying, hey, it's time to put them in jail. They responding by saying, hey, that's all false. We don't support violent protests, all right? We try to make the world a better place, all right? So we the good ones here, Donald. Come on, Donald. We the good ones here. So it says here, Soros has often faced attacks from conservatives for his history of donating to liberal candidates and causes. He contributed $2 million to Susan Crawford's campaign for Wisconsin Supreme Court, an election held earlier this year that garnered national attention for its large donations and out-of-state influences. Billionaire Elon Musk, who supported Crawford's opponent Brad, shared an image of the Grim Reaper looking for Soros in a claw machine last month. President Donald Trump has previously alleged that Soros backed Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg. And this is the man, Alvin Bragg was the man that wanted to put Donald Trump in jail. He got Donald Trump to take a mugshot and try to, lock him up for good. But that didn't work. But again, Trump has previously alleged that Soros backed Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, who was prosecuting President Donald Trump at the time. Now, similar allegations were raised by other Republican politicians, including Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who said on X in 2023 that cities are being hollowed out because of George Soros funding these radical left-wing district attorneys, and Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia, who called Bragg and George Soros puppet on X that same year. A Soros advisor told CNBC in 2023 that Soros had never met or spoken to Alvin Bragg. So what is RICO, R-I-C-O? The racketeering, influence, and corrupt. organization. That's what RICO stands for. Act is a federal law that allows for extended criminal penalties for acts committed as part of a criminal organization. Individuals found guilty of racketeering can be fined up to $25,000 and sentenced to up to 20 years in prison for each racketeering count. Nima Wamani, a former federal prosecutor and the president of West Coast Trial Lawyers, told Newsweek that there is no legal basis for Soros to be prosecuted under the RICO Act. Now, RICO requires a pattern of racketeering activity. Now, it is possible that Attorney General Pam Bondi or some prosecutor at the Department of Justice does President Trump bidding. Maybe. But even if they were to file such a case, it would have no merit and it would be immediately tossed out by any judge. So what people are saying? Well, the president, once again, President Trump, on Truth Social said that George Soros and his group of psychopaths have caused great damage to our country. That includes his crazy West Coast friends. Be careful, we are watching you. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Again, that's coming out from President Donald Trump. Now, an Open Society Foundation spokesperson in a statement to Newsweek said, "We stand for fundamental freedoms guaranteed by the Constitution, including the rights to free speech and peaceful protest, that the hallmarks of any vibrant democracy." Billionaire Elon Musk said high time action was taken against George Soros directly. Naima, a former federal prosecutor and the president of West Coast Trial Lawyers, told Newsweek George Soros supporting progressive causes or liberal politician, that's a clearly protected First Amendment activity. It's not criminal in any way whatsoever. Wow. So what are your thoughts on this, guys? What are your thoughts? But again, what if there's a possibility perhaps the Trump administration, Attorney General Pam Bondi or whoever, they might have some evidence that all these protests that's going on, and you guys know, like crazy Antifa, stuff like that, there's a possibility they might be from George if there's evidence to back that up. But again, they're keeping an eye on him. They're keeping an eye on George. And again, they know what's going on. They know what's going on. But this is the first time ever that they're calling out George Soros and his son. The president issues a threat to George Soros. Wow. And you guys know what happened back in 2020. That was big, 2020, and again, we definitely seen so much of rise and all these California and New York. You guys know about these protesters. I mean, it keeps rising, and so many of them are dressed in black and they have hoodies on, and it seems like they are trained to do these things. In California, you had these people dressed in black and had a mask on. They grab a hammer. They were breaking concrete, and they were using that concrete to just throw at the ICE and law enforcement. I mean, that was some technique that being trained. All right. So, what are your thoughts on this, guys? Give me a second here. I think this is all of it. You have some comments here. People are saying that a protester protests only when paid. I wonder who paid the protester on January 2021. Someone is like, J6 2021. So let's apply that to the J6, shall we, Donnie? That's what the people in the comments box are saying. All right, so I'm just gonna end it here, guys. Leave comments down below, share the video. This link will be in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.